number 3 out of Rock Rapids, driving the number 14 car. Last week's feature winner, that is Brian Crone. And his outside out of George, the 2WS of Wiley Steenhoven. 6 laps to distance here in heat race number 1. Top 3 cars make it into tonight's redraw for the A main. The Iowa Corn green flag in the hand on the Vance Power Center flag stand, and we're ready to go racing here tonight. Dylan Vanentop, early race leader as he puts a few car links on the pack. Brian Crone quickly making his way through the pack as he looks under CJ Vanentop, looking for the top 2. Vanentop and Cole Vanderbrink right now round out the top 4. Wiley Steenhoven right on the back bumper. Dylan Vanentop in the 81 VT out in front of this early heat race. Brian Crone trying to close the gap a little bit, gaining mildly in that last lap, trying to close down here in heat race number 1. Crone once again cuts into the race lead of Dylan Vanentop halfway through heat race number 1. Two more times around, Brian Crone has caught the 81 VT all over that back bumper as they head to turn 3. Crone's going to look to the inside. Can't quite get the drive off as they come to the white flag. Final time down the backstretch they go into the corner. Crone once again will look down low. Can't quite get the move that he needs. Checkers will fly and the heat race belongs to Dylan Vanentop. Dylan Vanentop, your race winner. Brian Crone second. Carson Vanentop grabs third in that final redraw position. Finishes right there ahead of Wiley Steenhoven and Cole Vanderbrink. Vans Implement is your full-line Massey Ferguson farm equipment dealership, providing superior farm machinery sales, service, and support to all of its customers. They're located on Highway 18 in Hall, Iowa, right down the road from your farming operation. Six laps on the board here for heat race number 2 as drivers make their around looking for the Iowa corn green flag. We like to say in Iowa we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. It's feed, it's fuel, it's food, it's everything, and the Iowa corn green flag is out. Hatchback out to the early race lead. He's got Steenhoven in tow. Those two drivers make their way around through 3 and 4. Steenhoven looks to the bottom side as they come around to complete lap number 1. Steenhoven grabs the race lead away from Hemmingson. Sneller and Myberg sit 3rd and 4th with Boovie in the 5th spot. Watching live on AdvantageRacing.tv. Welcome you all in. If you can't be here in person, glad to have you online each and every Friday night. Wyatt Steenoven holding on to that slimmest of leads, about 2 car lengths over Alex Hemmingson, both on the top side of turns 3 and 4 as they come out of the corner and make it halfway through this second heat race. Wyatt Steenoven way up high there. Alex Hemmingson cannot collapse on it. Should really give Wyatt a lot of grief. That's his dad's race car. His dad moved up to a hobby stock and he acquired that race car, and it is bad fast. Steenoven pulls to the bottom side of the raceway just as I talk about how good that race car is. It loses power down the backstretch. That gives the race lead and the heat race win to the number 1 car of Alex Hemmingson. Alex Hemmingson is your heat race winner. Leon Sneller comes home second. Chandler Myberg in third. Brandon Boovey fourth, and Wyatt Steenoven rounds out your top 5. Steenoven picked up the pace again. I wonder if he thought that it was the checkered flag. Saw that last week as well. Inside row 2 out of Laverne, Minnesota, the 46 car. That is Colton Ahrens. And he is outside out of Russell, Minnesota, the 32X of Rich Gregoire. Moving to the inside of row number 3 out of Little Rock, Iowa, the 34K, it's Colby Clausen. And his outside out of Colo, Iowa, in the 23, it's Paul Conrad. Inside your 4th and final row out of Clear Lake, Iowa, he drives the number 6 car, it's Chance Hollins. And his outside out of Rock Valley, the 27C of CJ Van Beek. Top 12 in passing points make it to tonight's A. Everyone else goes to the 2 Bs. Too wide out of turn number 2, down the backstretch there. Kelderman looking for the race lead as Wienia goes low. 46 of Ahrens up high. Now here comes Colby Clausen into the mix. Josh Kelderman, your race leader, but here comes Colton Ahrens carrying that left front. He'll come into second. Colby Clausen now to third. 3 wide into turn number 4. Around the outside is Gregoire. He'll come into 4th. He's looking for position 3. Great tight battle here all the way through the field in this heat race number 1 of your Ironman stock cars on Wienia Custom Handrails night. Looking inside, Colton Ahrens looking for the race lead down the front stretch. Ahrens slides up in front of Kelderman. Kelderman on the brakes, now looks down low, pulls back in line. New race leader, the 46 of Colton Ahrens. Colby Clausen now to the inside of Kelderman looking for position 2. Chance Hollins out of the back of the pack has made his way into the top 4. Remember, this Ironman stock car is all about passing points to get you locked into tonight's A feature. Colton Ahrens down the backstretch maintains that race lead. Colby Clausen just trying desperately to get underneath the Kelderman. Chance Hollins just looking for an open spot. Hollins will chase Kelderman around the high side, now pulls even with Colby Clausen down the backstretch. Coming around to the white flag this time. One more lap to go in heat race number 1. Colton Ahrens takes it through the final set of turns off of turn number 4. He will have the checkered flag and be the Heat Race 1 winner. Colton Ahrens, your race winner. Nice rebound last week. That 46 car up and over in turn number 3. Here he comes back with a backup car. He's got the Heat Race win. Cody Johnson from the Vance Power Center flag stand gets these cars double file ready to go. Heat Race 2 of 4 in our automated waste system. Ironman Stock Cars looking for qualifying in the Bob DeBoer Memorial here tonight. Iowa corn, green flag in the air. Early race lead to the 0-4 of Roger Verdorn. Dylan Clinton jumps into that second spot right behind him. Now diving down low is the 21 car of Miles Michelle. Three wide through turns 1 and 2. The 0-4 of Verdorn maintains that race lead. Top 3 cars have distanced themselves from the pack. Michelle looking to the inside, looking for the race lead. Trying to move to the inside of the 18 of Clinton. Clinton slides up the racetrack. That allows Michelle to get through. He'll now have that second spot, set his eyes on the race leader. Looking now inside of the 0-4 of Roger Verdorn, who maintains his race lead. Clinton back to the inside, looking to Michelle, trying to regain that spot. Cars go around in turn number 1. Caution flag will fly over the raceway. We can't stress enough, it is all about passing points in this Ironman stock car. How you start compared to how you finish, how many cars you can pass. You earn bonus points for every car you get by and try and lock yourself into the top 12. Miles Michelle quickly to the inside of Verdorn. Contact as they come off of turn 2. Michelle now your race leader. Dylan Clinton now going to look to the inside of Verdorn. Clinton slides inside. He'll come up the hill off of turn number 4. Roger Verdorn by a nose at the line, but Clinton is still there. Verdorn holding on to that second spot. Miles Michelle is starting to put a small gap between himself and those two running for second and third. Clinton a little off-centered there off of turn number 4. Corey Kelderman right in that 4th spot, trying to jump into the top 3 as well. Or that's the 10-4 of Jackson Mulder, I should say. Miles Michelle still out in front of this heat race number 2. Has just over a 1-second lead over the 0-4 of Roger Verdorn. Dylan Clinton once again going to take a look inside. Here comes the battle in 3 and 4 as well, back for 4th and 5th. Clinton slides up the hill, can't quite get it done. Verdorn hangs on to second. Miles Michelle makes his way through the final set of turns. The driver out of Fort Dodge, Iowa is your heat race winner. Miles Michelle is your heat race winner. Roger Verdorn comes home in second. Dylan Clinton comes home in that 3rd spot. Jackson Mulder in 4th. And Todd Reitzler is your top 5. It's not quite as good as Culligan water here, Mike, but I'm drinking this Aquafina. It's cold and it's wet, but if I had a Culligan machine up here, we could be in business. Just give me a Culligan water cooler. Iowa corn green flag in hand for heat race number 3. Battle for the first position. It belongs to Dalton Cordles out of turn number 2. They'll battle side by side into turn number 3. Look into the inside. It is the 11 car of Jesse Brown. Cordles battling to the middle of the raceway. Brown on the bottom side. Working his way around the high side is the 74 car of Schweitzer. 4 cars battling it out for the top spot. They are all over each other here in heat race number 3. Brown once again to the inside of Cordles. He pulls even off of 2. Might have the slight edge. Here comes Schweitzer to the outside. 3 wide into turn number 3. All the way through the corners. Brown slides up. Slight contact with the 0 of Cordles. Race leader now belongs to the 74 car of Rodney Schweitzer. Schweitzer gets around the top side. Second place is Brown, then Cordles. Battle resumes there, 3rd and 4th. Here comes the 124, Brian Maltstadt, out of the back of the pack. Now he's looking for the top 3. Maltstadt will have it. Cordles goes around. Cordles up and over in turn number 2. Red flag over the raceway. Dalton Cordles got sideways in the corner, then got tagged, and that sent him up and over. 37 of Randy Foote also involved. Our rescue crews on their way to the scene. So make sure you grab a cool toy as a souvenir from Rapid Speedway. Getting a live look in here now on the replay on AdvantageRacing.tv. And Dalton Cordles, just sliding around a little too hot into the corner. Contact from the bottom side with the 91 car, and then the 33 taps him in the back end, and up and over the 0 car goes. Cody Johnson sits on top of that Vans Power Center flag stand. He gives them the sign. We're going single file. Next time around, back to Iowa Corn Green Flag Racing. Rodney Schweitzer here out of Kansas City, Kansas, brings us back to green in heat race number 3. Jesse Brown looks to the inside at turn 1. Schweitzer maintains off the top side. Now moving his way to the outside, looking into the top 3. Coming out there is that 55 or that 56H of Brandon Hare. Can't quite get it done as Maltstadt stays in 3rd. Jesse Brown, a nice drive through number 1, but can't get the drive off the corner. Schweitzer, good drive off the top side there in turn 3 and 4. He'll lead him here 2 more times around. Schweitzer and Brown out in front here of this 3rd heat race. Brown once again looks to the inside as the white flag flies. 1 more lap to go. Final chance here for Jesse Brown as he throws it deep into the corner. Off of the corner they come. Checkers fly. Wow. By 1 1/10 of a second, or not even 1/10 of a second. Your winner, the 74 of Rodney Schweitzer. Jesse Brown just shy at the line there. He comes home in second. Brian Malsack comes home in the third spot. Brandon Hare in fourth, and Jalen Wettengale rounds out your top five. Driving the number 32 car, it's Derek Green. And his outside out of Adrian, Minnesota in the 117L, it's Chad Loneman. Inside of your fourth and final row, out of Amazonia, Missouri in the 68 ER, it is Tyler Caldwalder. Fourth and final heat race here in the AWS Ironman Stock Cars, looking to lock into the Bob DeBoer Memorial on Weenia Custom Handrails night. Doug Keller, Brock Badger take us to green. Keller with the early race lead. It's 4 wide down the backstretch. Levi Vanderweide making his way through. Levi Vanderweide to the inside, off the pace and off of turn number 3, the 50B of Brock Badger. Brock Badger looks like we may have a right front tire down, and he will just pull his way off of the racing surface and retire for the heat race. Garrett Green on the move up into turn number 3. Levi Vanderweide, last week's feature winner. Vanderweide now to the inside of the 7th car of Doug Keller. Green is there as well. Top 3 cars throw a blanket on him. Vanderweide back to the inside again. Keller on the high side. Garrett Green now make it 4-car battle for the race lead. Levi Vanderweide grabs the race lead. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Keller jumps into that second spot. 2-car battle. Now it's Pat Graham to the inside of Derek Green for third. Pat Graham looking for another spot here off of turn number 2. He pulls even with the 7-car down the backstretch. Keller holds on right now. Drives it back to the top side. Graham goes down low. Now Green switches lines. He'll come with him. Graham moves into the second spot. Green gonna try and go past Keller as well. Green off the bottom side of the raceway down the backstretch into turn number 3. Levi Vanderweide escaping from this 3-car pack for second, third, and fourth. Levi Vanderweide with a half a second lead, almost won over the rest of the pack as the white flag flies. Garrett Green going to move to the top side of the raceway. Pat Graham still holding him off in second, but the checkers are going to fly here on your final heat race. They belong to the 8-car of Levi Vanderweide. Levi Vanderweide, your heat race winner. Pat Graham second. Derek Green comes home third. Doug Keller fourth. And Tyler Caldwalder ends up in your top 5. And inside of your fourth and final row out of Hartford, South Dakota, in the 409, it's Justin Haberer. 6 laps the distance here in your first of 3 hobby stock heat races. Top 4 cars will make the redraw in tonight's A feature. Tyler Schlumba and Brock Harnick will bring us to that Iowa Corn green flag and kick off our Sebasman Graphics Hobby Stock heat races. Schlumbaum grabs the early race lead, but it's Nick Brady coming to second. Brock Harnick off the pace there as they head to turn number 1. He pulls off the top side of the racetrack. We'll see if he can come back on and rejoin. Harnick makes his way back to the infield. He will be done for this heat race. Meanwhile, Schlumbum and Brady pull away from the field as they sit in the top two. Marty DeBoer sits in third, and Clausen rounds out your top four. Clausen now moves to the inside. He'll take the third spot away from Marnie DeBoer. She now sits on the bubble for that redraw in tonight's A-Main. Marnie DeBoer trying to hold off Justin Hammer and Spencer Sproke. Those two right behind her, just waiting for her to bobble for an opportunity to grab a redraw position. Now Nick Brady coming for the race lead to the inside of Tyler Schlumbum. Brady down low, Schlumbum up high. They head to turn number 3. Schlumbum in the X up the high side off the corner. He will lead him back to the white flag. Marnie DeBoer goes around, up and over goes the 50M machine and lands on one of the Targator tires. Red flag over the raceway. Marnie DeBoer was racing hard to try and stay in that fourth and final spot in the redraw. She got sideways, the right tires bit, and she went up and over and landed on top of the Targator tire. Got a live look in here right now on AdvantageRacing.tv. Marnie DeBoer is moving around fine in that car. Looks like she is okay at least. Car is on its wheels. And we'll see if we can't push her back to the infield. Getting a look at the replay from a distance. She goes around, and yeah, the right side tire is just bit into the racetrack, and she went up and over. Well, we got a great look here. We had the infield cam going right on top of it when she went up and over. AdvantageRacing.tv, man, they got a great shot of that one. If you're not a subscriber to them, you might want to. You can go back and rewatch these races. These guys catch races all over the Midwest. If you want to watch racing, you got to jump on AdvantageRacing.tv, grab a subscription from them, and you can watch Rapid Speedway and all sorts of other ones. They get some fantastic shots. Tyler Schlumbum will bring us back to green here. Green, white, checkered to the finish here. Heat race number 1 in our Sebasma Graphics Hobby Stocks. Nick Brady once again digs to the bottom side, but Schlumbum regains the lead down the backstretch. Top 4 cars make it into tonight's redraw. Now Brady's going to go to the high side, look to the outside of Schlumbum. Schlumbum closed the door there, just about pinched him into the wall. Final time around into the final set of turns. Heat race number 1, checkers are going to fly. A battle all the way to the finish here. Who will have it? Nick Brady will grab it at the line. Never give up, Nick Brady. And he steals heat race number 1. Tyler Schlumbum comes home second. Then it goes to the third place spot of the 14K of Brian Clausen. And Spencer Sproke grabs that fourth and final transfer spot. Side by side, nose to tail. Here we come. Heat race number 2. Sebasma Graphics, USRA Stock Cars. Andy Wazorek, early race leader. Todd Ewell in that second spot, followed by Landon Crone in third. Blake Sneakloff up into that top 4 spot. Drivers come around looking for the race lead off the top side of turn number 4. Todd Ewell will have it. He's going to bring Landon Crone with him. Blake Sneakloff all over that back bumper of the 9 of Andy Wazorek. Sneakloff's got some bonus money on him here tonight if he can pick up an A feature win. Todd Ewell out in front. Up the hill he skates. That allows Landon Crone to come on through. Landon Crone to the inside. Picked up the feature win at the I-90 Speedway. Blake Sneakloff now powers into the inside. Sneakloff looking for the second spot. Blake Sneakloff into second, sets his sights to the inside of Landon Crone. Travis Dan now into the top 4. He's got that final redraw spot. He wants more. Taps and runs into the 11T. And a tough break there as the caution flag comes out. That'll put Andy Wazorek back into the top 4 in the redraw position. Shyla Erickson now on the outside looking in. Landon Crone will bring him back to green. Looking good here in this heat race. That 10 car of Blake Sneakloff all the way up to second. Sneakloff to the inside again as Crone goes high line. Momentum powers through. He pulls away off of the backstretch. Sneakloff moves up the racetrack trying to go into chase mode here with Landon Crone as laps are winding down in heat race number 2. Those two cars have put some distance between themselves and Todd Ewell. Final circuit around the Rapid Speedway for Landon Crone, trying to hang on and grab this heat race win as he heads through the final set of turns. And there he has it, the Rowena Rocket. He'll grab heat race number 2. Well, thank you, Mr. Red Rock Construction. Heat race number 2 goes to the 18K of Landon Crone. Blake Sneakloff comes into that second spot. Then Todd Ewell and Andy Wazorek grabs your 4th and final redraw position. Outside of him, out of Brandon, South Dakota, driving the Z58, that's Carson Ross. And inside of your 4th and final row out of George, Iowa, driving the 57 car, it's Todd Steenoven. 3rd and final heat race here in your Seabazer Graphics Hobby Stocks. 6 laps to distance, top 4 make the redraw. Eric Gall, early race lead through 1 and 2. Dustin Galbranson on the move to the inside. He's looking for that second spot. Colby Gopel to the outside, side by side through 3 and 4. Great drive off the bottom of the racetrack by Galbranson, but a good run through the middle. Colby Gopel grabs second, now looking for 1. Eric Gall on the high side. Those top 3 cars battling for top spot. Colby Gopel out of Britt, Iowa, now to the inside here of Eric Gall. Eric Gall through the middle of the racetrack. Gopel to the inside, down the backstretch. Dustin Galbranson working the high line there, trying to look for an open spot around them all. Gopel tries to get inside. Garrett Gall holds him off. Now Gall goes down the raceway, going to try and block a little. In turns 1 and 2, Colby Gopel back inside again. Gopel can get to that inside door. He just can't get any farther. Gall now down the bottom side of the racetrack. So has Galbranson. Galbranson back up high through 1 and 2. Can't get the run he needs. Top 3 stay intact. Clausen maintains that 4 spot over Jurens right now. That's the final redraw position as we come to the white flag. Galbranson once again tries to rock the high side. Still can't quite get it. He'll stay up there as they head to the final turns. Galbranson comes off of the top side, but the checkers fly for the 22E of Eric Gall. At the line, Dustin Galbranson steals second away from Colby Gopel, and Caden Clausen grabs your top 4. Inside of your 4th and final row out of Baltic, South Dakota, driving the 6 car, it's Dustin Cruz. And to his outside out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the 57 of Duke Erickson. 8 cars, 8 laps the distance. Top 4 make tonight's redraw. Cody Johnson sits atop that Vans Power Center flag stand, Iowa corn green flag in hand. Diggity grabs the race lead. Wide through there. Here comes the 6 car of Dustin Cruz from the back into 3rd. Give him 2nd off of turn number 3. Now coming for the top spot off of turn 4. He's got it. Dustin Cruz from the back row to the top point in 1 lap around the raceway. Dustin Cruz, your race leader, as Diggity pulls off the backstretch, heads back pit side. Dustin Cruz picked up the win last Saturday at Deer Creek Speedway and looks good here tonight in heat race number 1. Cruz, your top spot. Maya Christensen in 2nd. Jason Stegum in 3rd. Duke Erickson looking for 3rd now in that 4th spot. He coming out of the back of the pack as well. Top 4 cars make tonight's redraw, and it is a battle for it. Duke Erickson, Stegeman, and Derek Van Veldhuizen looking for the top 4. Caution flag over the raceway. Your race leader is off the pace. Dustin Cruz losing power. He looked so good. He came from the back to the front in 1 lap and was running away with it, and now loses power halfway through this heat race. Corbin Erickson on the outside looking in that number 18 B modified. Then it's Jaden Dahl behind him. 4 laps down, 4 laps remain here as Maya Christensen brings us back to green. Derek Van Veldhuizen rocks to the high side but gets over the cushion. That allows Corbin Erickson to move into the top 4. Erickson now into 4th, following Duke Erickson around the bottom side of the raceway. Maya Christensen with about a 7 car length lead over Jason Stegeman. Duke Erickson Those two battling it out for second. The battle behind them for fourth in the final redraw spot as well. Duke Erickson still looking to get the drive off the inside. Stegeman holds him off down the backstretch. Stegeman around the bottom side. Duke trying to go even lower. White flag flies. One more lap to go. Now your leader off the pace as he sees the white flag. And your new race leader, Jason Stegeman, will come around and he will grab your checkered and the race win. Jason Stegeman grabs the race win as the 197 Amaya Christensen pulled pit side there in the final lap. Duke Erickson comes home in the second spot. And then it goes to Corbin Erickson, and Derek Van Veldhuizen grabs that lucky star and comes home in that fourth and final redraw spot. Kevin Joachim, Lyndon Johnson in row number one will bring us around side by side to the Iowa Corn Green flag. Final heat race of the night before we head to our Ironman Stock Car B mains. Kevin Joachim slides up the hill. That makes it 3 wide down the backstretch. Lyndon Johnson right now with the point as he goes inside. Joachim slides up again. Oliver Sackett now comes inside. Sackett now into that second spot. Trevor Kroc slides up the hill. Shooting underneath him, the 7J of Richards. Looking for the top four into the redraw. Right now, Richards has it. Lyndon Johnson, your race leader. Oliver Sackett. Then Kevin Joachim and Jake Richards, your top four. Richards now moves up the hill. He's going to try and work around the outside. Turns it back down. That opens the door. And Trevor Kroc looks inside. Trevor Kroc trying to come into that top four. Needs it for the redraw position. Richards holds him off. He follows in tow around the bottom side of the raceway. Lyndon Johnson out in front, took third last week, only losing to his two sons. Not a bad way to go, but here he is out front of this second and final heat race. Richards back to the high side in 1 and 2, trying to get the run, but he cannot. Lose his ground on Joachim now this time. Lyndon Johnson with about a 1 second lead over Oliver Sackett. He'll see the white flag this time by. Heat race number 2 in your Papik Motors B Modifieds goes to the 11th car of Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson, your heat race winner. Oliver Sackett comes home second. Kevin Joachim third. And Jake Richards grabs that fourth and final redraw position. B feature number 1, AWS Ironman Stock Cars. 5 cars join the B. From the B, go to the A. Iowa corn, green flag in hand, ready to go. Dylan Clinton around the bottom side has the early race lead. Brandon Hare into the second spot. Third right now is Caldwalder. Gregoire into fourth, then Vanentop in the top 5. Vanentop looking to the inside. He'll take fourth away. Coming with him as well. That top 5 spot is highly contested. Brock Badger trying to work his way into the top 5 underneath a Rich Gregoire. Now he's got a spot. Out in front, it's Dylan Clinton, Brandon Hare. Badger on the move, though, as he moves to the inside. He's looking for third as he comes inside of Vanentop. Badger inside there, lifts the left front off the ground as they come out of turn number 4. Brock Badger has that 4th spot. That puts Vanentop into 5th. Now he's on the bubble. Right behind Vanentop is Gregoire and Chad Loneman. On the outside looking in. Vanentop battling back inside of Badger. One second lead for your race leader. Out in front in the 18K, it's Dylan Clinton. Chad Loneman now to the inside. He's going to come in that 5th spot. Sets his sights on Tanner Vanentop. Vanentop has the hood of the car up. He bounces up the hill. He's hanging on to that 5th and final spot for now. Loneman back to the inside, trying to get the drive off the corner. Battle ensues here for the 3rd spot as Badger now to caught the 69 ER of Codwalder. Race leader remains Dylan Clinton in the 18K as he continues to extend his lead over Brandon Hare. Chad Loneman now to the inside of Tanner Vanentop. He wants that 5th spot and to be the spot into the A main. Vanentop trying to battle it off around the I side. They're side by side down the backstretch. Just 2 laps remain here. Who's going to grab that last spot in? White flag for your race leader. The battle for that 5th spot is right there. B feature winner is going to go to the 18K of Dylan Clinton. He will lock himself in to the Bob DeBoer Memorial. 2nd place goes to Brandon Hare. Caldwalder gets 3rd. Badger 4th. And Tanner Vanentop will grab that last spot into tonight's A feature. Dylan Clinton, your race winner. Brandon Hare, Tyler Caldwalder in 3rd. 4th place going to Brock Badger, coming from 9th all the way to 4th. And Tanner Vanentop grabs your final spot into tonight's A feature. Cars get the sign. We're going green flag racing next time around. Jackson Mulder and Todd Reitzler will bring us to the Iowa Corn green flag. Top 5 cars will make their way into the Bob DeBoer Memorial. Side by side through turn number 2. The high line seems to be the spot. The 22R of Reitzler jumps out to the race lead. Then it's Mulder inside of him, the 7 of Keller. Moving around the outside, it is Wettengale. Wettengale now falls back into fourth as the caution flag will fly over the raceway. .37 of Randy Foote currently in that top 5 spot. Glenn Wienia on the outside looking in. Back to green here at B feature number 2. Reitzler back out to the race lead. Doug Keller once again going to look to the inside, try and get inside of Jackson Mulder. Glenn Wienia looking to the outside there. He's looking, as well as the 33X of Custer. Those two drivers want to jump into the top 5. Wienia up high, tries to get the run down the back stretch. Custer to the inside. They fall back in behind Foote. Right now, Randy Foote sits in that 5th and final spot in tonight's A feature. Top 3 cars chase around the bottom side of the raceway. Reitzler, Mulder, and Keller. Reitzler hitting his marks there around the bottom. Jackson Mulder closes on entry of the corner, but Reitzler pulls away coming off. Now Randy Foote looking to the inside there, looking for that 4th spot if he can get inside of Wettengale. Top 5 cars around the bottom side of the raceway. Now going to the high side is the 33X of Justin Custer, trying to make something work to see if he can't get himself into that top 5. Jackson Mulder takes a look to the inside there, looking for the race lead. Can't quite get it done. Once again, Mulder very good on entry, but Reitzler better on exit. Car around in turn number 2. Caution flag will fly for the 36. Glenn Wienia around on the bottom side of the corner. Cars were coming around looking for the white flag as the caution flag flies. That A feature will come up directly following this B main. Green-white checkered to the finish, trying to find the final 5 competitors in tonight's Bob DeBoer Memorial. Top spot right now belongs to Todd Reitzler. Jackson Mulder gets a great run off of turn number 2. He looks inside. Reitzler shuts the door as they go into turn number 3. White flag will fly this time by final circuit. Todd Reitzler leads them through the final set of turns. Mulder, one last look, can't get it done. Reitzler will take home B feature number 2. Todd Reitzler, your race winner. Jackson Mulder comes home in second. Doug Keller in third. Jalen Wettengale will come home in that 4th spot. And Randy Foote will grab that 5th and final spot into tonight's Bob DeBoer Memorial. Right now making their way to staging are A main tonight in the Vans Implement Sportsman class here tonight. 12 laps the distance in tonight's A feature. Starting on the pole position here tonight, he drives the number 14 car, last week's feature winner. It is Brian Crone. Outside of row number 1 in the number 22 car, it's Chandler Myberg. Inside row number 2 in the 02, it's Leon Sneller. And his outside in the 81 CJ, it's Carson Vanentop. Moving to inside of row number 3 in the 81 VT, it's Dylan Vanentop. And his outside in the number 1, it's Alex Hemmingson. Starting 7th on the inside of row number 4, he drives the 2C, it's Cole Vanderbrink. And his outside in the 17, it's Brandon Boovy. Inside row number 5, it's the 2WS of Wiley Steenhoven. And outside of her in the 57W, it's Wyatt Steenhoven. Inside of row number 6, he drives the number 83 car. It's Herman Kessler. 11 cars will make 12 circuits around the Rapid Speedway, looking for the Vans Implement Sportsman A Feature Trophy. Vans Power Center pace vehicle on the raceway, leading the cars around. Vans Power Center, your power sports specialist in Hall, Iowa. Iowa corn, green flag, ready to fly. We're under green. It's feature time here at Rapid Speedway. Brian Crone out to the early race lead. Car around to Cole Vanderbrink. He keeps it going. It will stay under green. Here as we come around to lead lap number 1, it'll be the 14 of Brian Crone. Brian Crone distances himself away from the field, colliding in the backstretch. Caution flag will fly as we've got carnage off of turn number 2. Getting a look at the replay, Chandler Myberg got up over the cushion, came down across the raceway. Carson Vanentop nowhere to go. Wiley Steenhoven in there as well, making the contact. That is Vanentop's car off of the backstretch that you see there. Steenhoven and Myberg both in that Lyon County chiropractic adjustment area. Looks like the right rear tire being changed on Myberg's car. Steenhoven, heavy front end damage there, missing the whole front part of the race car. We'll see if she rejoins the field or not. And we'll get him back out as the push truck clears the way. Delaware restart here at Rapid Speedway. If you've never been here and don't know what a Delaware restart is, in a Delaware restart, the leader has the point. He starts out in front all by himself, can pick whatever lane he wants. In the backside, the even number cars go to the bottom, the odd number cars go to the top, and they go double file behind your race leader. back under green, and once again, Brian Crone shows the way. Dylan Vanetop has made his way into the top two. Wyatt Steenhoven coming with him. Leon Sneller shoots up the racetrack. That opens the door for Alex Hemmingson. Vanetop in second, looking for the race lead. Kenny Gain on the 14 of Brian Crone. $100 bonus on the line if VT can pick up the win, courtesy of Bubba Sproke Racing. Vanetop still stalking the 14 car. It's going to be tough. You can catch him, hard to pass him. Car around in turn two, more carnage, more sheet metal flying. Car around on the top side there. I do believe that is the 83 car of Herman Kessler. Getting a real good look on Advantage Racing there of the inside of that race car. Kessler gets her turned around there. Three laps down, 9 laps remain. Vans Implement Sportsman A feature. Brian Crone will bring us back to green, looking to go back to back. Around the outside, Wyatt Steenhoven comes to that second spot using the high line. He'll grab second away from Vanetop. Vanetop back to the inside. He'll look to try and regain that position. Out in front, it remains Brian Crone. Right now, you've got week 1 feature winner chasing week 2 feature winner. Those two guys are going to go for the battle out in front. Steenhoven looks inside, shows the nose off of the corner. Brian Crone shuts the door into turn number 1. Steenhoven hard into the brakes, back in it. Here they come down the backstretch. Steenhoven, he's going to show the nose again as they head to 3. Crone once again shuts the door as they come to the cross flags halfway home in this A feature. Crone off of 1 and 2, pretty good that time. Gets a little gap between himself and Steenhoven. Dylan Vanetop just waiting in the wings. Crone has about 3 car lengths over Wyatt Steenhoven. Steenhoven feeling the pressure from Dylan Vanetop in third. Those top 3 cars showing the way around. Brian Crone extending his lead, trying to stay out in front. He's been on the point all race long. Vanetop inside gets the 57 of Steenhoven a little squirrely. Two more times around here as Brian Crone holding on to the top spot. Here they come, white flag flies, one more circuit around the Rapid Speedway. Crone with a good run through 1 and 2. Steenhoven has won the last dish effort here in the final set. Steenhoven gonna dive down low. Can he get the run he needs as they come? Double checkers in hand and back to back. It's Brian Crone at Rapid Speedway. Brian Crone makes it back-to-back feature wins as he leads all 12 laps tonight and will make his way down to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane.
Well, we meet once again down here at Victory Lane. Brian Crone, you had to work for it on that one. They weren't letting you run away.
Well, yeah, I couldn't see what was going on, but I just figured if I could run a good line and hope for the best.
Well, hope for the best. You got the best indeed. Come back to the Pizza Ranch Victory Lane. Who do you got to thank to bring her down here?
Yeah, we got to thank everybody on the car. Tangles, Vental Repair, of course, again. All my crew here, nieces, nephews, all that good stuff, family, friends.
I was going to say, you got a good crowd down here.
Yeah.
Well, you got a good support group, got it back into Victory Lane. Any other words you want to say?
Nope.
All right, well, let's just celebrate Victory Lane. Brian Crone taking home the Vance Implement Sportsman Division.
He draws the pole with the number 6 car. Is Dustin Galbranson. Now moving to the outside of the front row. He just picked up the win last Saturday night at the I-90 Speedway. He'll start outside row number 1. It's the 18K of Landon Crone. Inside of row number 2, driving the number 9 car here tonight, it's Andy Wazorek. And his outside, the 14K of Bryant Clausen. Inside row number 3, he drives the 61N. That is Nick Brady. And his outside, the 10 car of Blake Sneaklaw. Inside row number 4, it's the 11T of Todd Ewell. And his outside, the 78S of Spencer Sproke. Inside of row number 5, he drives the 45K. It's Caden Clausen. And his outside, starting 10th, it's the X Factor, Tyler Schlumbaum. Inside row number 6, he drives the number 50K here tonight. That is Colby Gopel. And his outside, the 409 of Justin Harborer. Inside of row number 7, driving the number 14, is Shyla Erickson. And outside of him in the 19 car, it's Brandon Jurens. Starting 15th here tonight in the inside of row number 8, he drives the 13C. It's Carter Van Velthuizen. And his outside in the number 57, it's Todd Steenhoven. Inside of row number 9, he drives the Z58. It's Carson Ross. And his outside in the 42, it's Travis Dan. Inside of your 10th and final row, driving the 50M car, that is Marnie DeBoer. And outside of her in the 24H, it's Brock Harnick. 20 cars will go 15 times around in your Sebasma Graphics Hobby Stock A feature. Dustin Galbranson, Landon Crone, 2 of the top hobby stock guys in the tri-state area. They start side by side as we come to green. Galbranson early race lead for the 6 car. Crone into second. It's 4 cars battling for third. Andy Wazorek on the bottom side. Clausen up top. Brady and Sneakloff in there as well. Dustin Galbranson putting 3 car lengths between himself and Landon Crone right off the bat. It's Clausen now looking to the inside of Crone off of turn number 4. Bryant with a great drive through 1 and 2. Crone holds him off down the backstretch. The battle for second there. Clausen once again dives inside. Crone tries to pinch him through 3 and 4. Crone maintains that second spot as they come back to the line. Nick Brady now to the inside of Andy Wazorek, looking for the top 4. Blake Sneakloff there as well. Blake Sneakloff wants to be in the top 5. Nick Brady, Sneaklov, and Wazork bowing out. Caution flag in turn 2. Car around as the leaders come by. Carson Ross around in turn number 2. Was a great battle there before that caution for the second spot between Landon Crone and Bryant Clausen. We'll see how that continues to play out here throughout this race. 3 laps down, 12 laps to go. Galbranson quickly back to the bottom. That seems to be the preferred line. Landon Crone grabs second away. Nick Brady coming to the inside of Clausen, trying to make his way into the top 3. Brady slides up in front. Now into the top 5. It's the X Factor of Schlumbum. He'll come to 4th as he goes inside Clausen. Schlumbum starting in the 10th position, has already gained 5 spots into the top 5. Dustin Galbranson remains your race leader. Landon Crone looks to the inside there through 1 and 2. Crone can't quite catch him there off of turn 2, back down into turn number 3. Dustin Galbranson in that Premier Auto and Detailing car. Caution flag flies again. Cars around in turn number 2. The 409 of Justin Haberer and the Z58 of Carson Ross. We'll go back to the Iowa Corn green flag here. 10 laps to go in this Sebasma Graphics Hobby Stock A feature. Dustin Galbranson brings us back to life. Landon Crone back again to that inside bumper there. Now here comes the X car up to 3rd. Schlumbum into the top 3 as he comes inside of Nick Brady. Yellow flies once again. Harbor and Ross around in turns number 2. Ross and Haberer both went around there in turn number 2, bringing the caution flag back over the raceway. Same lineup there as no lap was completed. Galbranson once again, he takes Crone with him. Better start that time for Nick Brady. That keeps him in that 3rd spot, but the X is still trying to dig inside. A little bit of contact there in 3 and 4. Heavy battle there throughout the top 5. Galbranson leads, car around in turn number 2 again here. And it looks like the caution flag will fly once again. Brock Harnick in the Harnick Builders 24H car out of Hills, Minnesota, bringing the caution flag out. Apparently, corner number 2 is pretty tricky. Dustin Galbranson once again leads him to green. Good start for Dustin Branson. That time able to pull away slightly over Landon Crone. Nick Brady stays in that third spot. Then the X car. Clausen to the inside. Sneakloff slides up the hill. That opens the door for Gopel. Colby Gopel trying to come into the top 6. Sneakloff now to the outside of Clausen trying to get a run down the backstretch. Brock Harnick around and keeps it going, so we'll stay under green. Your leaders starting to move away from the field. Galbranson and Crone escaped by a few seconds over Brady and Slumbaum. Those two battling it out for third. Car around and into the inside retaining barrier over in turns number 4. Car up and over, red flag over the raceway. Blake Sneakloff had the yellow out as he hit the inside retaining barrier. And Carson Ross came around late. Got sideways and up and over went Ross. Ross is out of the car. That's great to see. A rookie here in the hobby stock class. He's got to look up to Dad. There, I see him. Letting Dad and his uncle know that he's okay. Car's a little crinkled, but that's all right. Don't worry, Pat. That adds a little character to the car. And we're getting a look at the replay. Sneakloff got into the inside tire. The caution flag came out. Ross came around and just got squirrely off of 4. And the car bit in the front stretch and barrel rolls. Remember, Ava Rodriguez, you are my trophy presenter after this feature, Ava. Coming back to green, 9 laps to go. Landon Crone opens up the door, tries a new entry, but that allows the 61N to come on through. Car around in turn number 2, trying to get it going. It's Clausen, and it doesn't look like he will. Caution flag will fly once again. 45K of Caden Clausen spins around and comes to a stop on the bottom side of turn number 2. All right, Clausen goes pit side. That'll line us up. We'll go back to it again. Try it one more time. See if we can't get to the finish here. All cars clean through 1 and 2 this time. Galbranson will bring him back around. He'll lead once again. He has led every lap so far off the pole position. Landon Crone looks to the inside. He'll stay with him off of turn number 2. Nick Brady sits in that third spot, followed by Schlumbum and Bryant Clausen, your top 5. Just outside the top 5 is Colby Gopel. Crone has a run off of turn number 2. He's inside the door. Landon Crone's going to put the pressure on as they head to turn number 3. Clausen. Cars around again in turn number 2. Caution comes out. Brock Harnick, Carter Van Veldhuizen this time. Two cars getting together towards the back of the pack. Landon Crone was putting the pressure on. He had the heat going. Galbranson will go back. Here we go. Can Landon Crone get his way in? Crone once again opens up on entry. That allows him to stay with the 6 car off of the corner. Back to the inside they go. Galbranson there. Here comes Crone. He'll swing out wide. Now Crone diamonds it down the corner. Here comes the drive off the corner. Landon Crone is looking to that inside. Crone is trying to open up his entry to try and diamond his way through. 2 more laps to go. Crone once again with the diamond. Shutting the door is Galbranson. Galbranson driving a smooth line on the bottom. Crone may have to stick the nose in there and try and move him if he wants it. Final lap. Crone's got one more shot at it. Here he comes. He'll dig inside. He's to the quarter panel. Into the corner. Galbranson going to slam the door through. Crone is going to try and put it in. Double checkers fly. Dustin Galbranson stays perfect at Rapid Speedway. Three races, 3 victories for Dustin Galbranson. He keeps the streak alive here at Rapid Speedway this season, but not without a fight from Landon Crone. Nick Brady comes home in that 3rd position, followed by the ex of Tyler Slumbaum. Here he comes out of the car. Give him a round of applause one more time. Dustin Galbranson, your feature winner. And we'll head her down to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane with Ryan Dugan.
Well, no stranger to Victory Lane here in the Pizza Ranch Victory Lane, but you had to work for it a little bit there this time. Did you feel any pressure from the back there?
Oh yeah, Landon had a great car. I think he actually had a better car than we did tonight, or just drove better. We was just better tonight, and having the front row tonight, you know, and starting up there I think helped. The bottom was pretty good, and the top looked really crummy tonight. So maybe some guys were making it work. I wasn't sure. You know, you never know where to go when you're up front. You're kind of a sitting duck, but we got to thank Landon for racing me clean there. I got pretty lucky that yellow came out. I think he got under me, and I was kind of a sitting duck, and the caution kind of saved our butts. So I guess sometimes it's, you know, better to be lucky than good. So just, yeah, I got to thank all the sponsors, Jeremy Skadden, Premier Auto Detail Supply, Dave, my girlfriend, Bentley here, my mom, Jim, my dad, my brother, my sister, everybody who helps out. Banster Diesel, Uncle Dave for building a good engine, CPD Shocks, Matt Allen Trucking, Rigneers Racing, just, yeah, everybody who helps, BG Products, Automotive Doctors.
Well, do you have anything to say yet, little one?
Speechless.
Speechless he is. All right, well, let's celebrate in Victory Lane. Dustin Galbranson, once again, taking home the victory in your Siemens Graphics USRA Hobby Stocks.
Your lineup starts like this. On the pole position here tonight, he drives the 7J car. It's Jake Richards. Outside of row number 1 in the number 27, it's Kevin Joachim. Inside row number 2, he's got that bonus money ready. It's the 20S of Jason Stegeman. And his outside in the 11 car, it's Lyndon Johnson. Starting 5th on the inside of row number 3, it's the 17 of Oliver Sackett. And to his outside in the number 20 car, it's Derek Van Veldhuizen. Inside row number 4 in the 18, it is Corbin Erickson. And his outside, the 57 of Duke Erickson. Moving to the row inside of row number 5, driving the number 21 car, it's Jaden Dahl. And his outside in the 19X, it's Trevor Kroc. Starting 11th on the inside of row number 6, he drives the number 87 car. It's Clint Erickson, and he is outside the 66R of Randy Van Veldhuizen. To the inside of row number 7, he drives the 197. It's Maya Christensen, and his outside in the number 6, it's Dustin Cruz. Inside of your 8th and final row, driving the number 21K, it's Diggity Dave Kennedy. 15 cars will go 15 times around in your Papik Motors USRA B Modified A Feature. Once again, on behalf of Wienia Custom Handrails, we welcome you here to Rapid Speedway for Friday night racing action. Big thank you, Wienia Custom Handrails, tonight's presenting sponsor of the Ironman Bob DeBoer Memorial. Metal fabrication at its finest. If you need a handrail in your home or business, get them custom built, custom made, and installed by Wienia Custom Handrails right here in Rock Rapids. "15 laps the distance here in this A feature. Jake Richards and Kevin Joachim bring us to green. Iowa corn, green flag flies. Jake Richards out to the race lead, a big lead right off the bat. Joachim off the backstretch there in the number 27 car. And it looks like he will head pit side right away on the opening lap. Jake Richards with a big lead. Stegeman in second, then Oliver Sackett, Lyndon Johnson, Corbin Erickson, your top 5. Richards has opened up his race lead to over 1 second now over the second place running of Stegeman. Stegeman feeling the pressure right now from Oliver Sackett. Sackett to the inside. Sackett was your week 1 feature winner here at Rapid Speedway. Jake Richards, the driver out of Lansing, Kansas, continues to show the way and continues to lead, and just extending his lead now over 2.5 seconds. Sackett going to look to the inside of Stegeman once more. Jason Stegeman dives back to the bottom at 3 and 4. Sackett will stay with him. Stegeman slides up the hill once again. Sackett looks to the inside and to number 1. Stegeman bounces low. That allows Sackett to get inside. Man on the move is the 6 car. Around the outside, Dustin Cruz coming to 3rd. Dustin Cruz now into 2nd. He started dead last here tonight, and he is now into 2nd. Ken Cruz cutting into the lead of Richards. We come to the cross flags halfway through this A feature. The lead for Richards is 3.6 seconds. We'll see, can the 6 car of Cruz come to the front? Dustin Cruz is a little bit faster, cut 2/10 off of the lead that time by, but does he have enough time to cut into the lead and overtake Jake Richards as the laps keep clicking down, just 5 to go. Jake Richards is closing in on lap traffic. Will that slow him down and give the 6 car of Dustin Cruz a chance? Cruz has cut more time off it, now under 3 seconds. And the caution will fly, and that will erase the lead. Caution flag over the raceway for the 20 car of Derek Van Veldhuizen. He will come back and join the field. Jake Richards out of Lansing, Kansas, looking to take the win here tonight in Rapid Speedway. Oliver Sackett won week number 1 here on the bottom side. Outside of him, it is the 6 of Cruz on a tear. With 4 laps to go, we go back to green. Cruz is going to rock the high side here of the raceway. Can he get the run he needs? Right now it's Richards out in front. Cruz once again going to look up high. He'll look to the outside there. I don't know if the 7 car knows he's there. Now he does. Side by side through turn number 1, off of turn number 2, Dustin Cruz will grab your race lead. Cruz will come around off of turn number 4. Richards is still there on the inside. Cruz has it with 2 to go. Cruz pulls away from Richards. Richards goes to the bottom side. Cruz still up high. White flag flies. 1 more lap to go. Final time, a big run from 14th to the point. He is your feature winner. I think he pulled in that heat race just to put on a show for us, but he did. From 14th to the lead with 2 laps to go, and Dustin Cruz will find his way to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane. Lyndon Johnson comes home in your 5th position there. Here he comes out of the car. Give him a round of applause. That was a show, ladies and gentlemen. Your B-Mod feature winner, Dustin Cruz, out of Baltic, South Dakota. And let's head to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane.
Certainly put on a show tonight. Gotta get some relief there. Dustin Cruz, from the back to the front. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, I kind of... The one car dropped out, so we got to start in the bottom, so we were able to pick off a few cars there, and we're kind of working our way through there, and then everybody, once we got to like 5th or 6th, everybody was running the bottom, so it's like, well, I got to see if there's anything on top or whatever, and there was a lot of traction on top of 3 and 4, and then kind of had a tiptoe through 1 and 2, but it was still there, and it's like, God, I'm never going to get this if I don't get a yellow, and I got lucky enough to get a yellow, and just kind of, yeah, I'm
speechless on it. So yellow flag comes out. What's going through your mind there?
All right, I gotta. And then he said 11 down. I was like, all right, I got 4 laps to get this to work. And I was confident through 3 and 4. I was a little leery about 1 and 2, how well I'd be able to get him, because he's got the same chassis as I do, and he ain't no slouch, so I knew I had to. It wasn't the easiest car to pass, so I knew I had to hit 1 and 2 perfect, and I think we would be able to get the job done, and we did.
Well, you got the job done for sure. Anybody you like to thank to get her victory lane?
J2 Chassis, Kevin Stoa Engines, my wife and my kids.
All right, so kids want to say anything?
We won. Daddy won.
Nope, no shot.
Daddy won.
Yeah, all right. Well, congratulations, Dustin Cruz, for taking home the Pepic Motors USRA B-Mod feature win.
All right, you heard it right down there. Daddy won. That is what it's all about here at Rapid Speedway. We love the family atmosphere. That is going to take us to our finale here tonight. It is the Bob DeBoer Memorial, and it is 30 laps the distance for the Ironman Stock Cars. Starting on the pole position here tonight out of Kansas City, Kansas, driving the number 74 car, it is Rodney Schweitzer. Outside of row number 1 out of Little Rock, Iowa, he drives the number 34K. It's Colby Clausen. Inside row number 2 out of Ionia, Iowa, it's the 124 of Brian Malstead. And to his outside out of Nashua, Iowa, the 11 of Jesse Brown. Inside of row number 3 out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, he drives the 8 car. It's Levi Vanderweide. And to his outside out of Laverne, Minnesota, the 46 of Colton Ahrens. Inside of row number 4, starting 7th out of Fort Dodge, Iowa, he drives the number 21 car. It's Miles Michelle. And to his outside out of Ankeny, Iowa, in the 1G, it's Pat Graham. Inside row 5 out of Grenada, Minnesota, the number 32 car, it's Derek Green. And to his outside out of Clear Lake, Iowa, in the 6, it's Chance Hollins. Inside of row number 6 out of Sioux Center, Iowa, driving the 43K, it's Josh Kelderman. And his outside out of Sibley, Iowa, the 04 of Roger Verdorn. Inside of row number 7, it comes out of West Union, Iowa. In the 18K, it's Dylan Clinton. And his outside out of Grinnell, Iowa. In the 22R, it's Todd Reitzler. Inside of row number 8, driving the 56H out of Elma, Iowa, it is Brandon Hare. And his outside out of Dune, the 10-4 of Jackson Mulder. Starting 17th on the inside of row number 9 in the 69ER out of Amazonia, Missouri, it is Tyler Caldwalder. And his outside out of Easton, Missouri, the 7 of Doug Keller. Moving to row number 10, he drives the number 50B car out of Bagley, Iowa. It is Brock Badger. And to his outside out of Topeka, Kansas, the 91J, it is Jalen Wettengale. Inside of row 11, he drives the number 81 car out of Rock Rapids, Iowa. It is Tanner Vanentop. And to his outside out of Stanton, Iowa, the 37 of Randy Foote. Taking a provisional here tonight in the Ironman Stock Cars out of Liberty, Missouri, driving the 33X, it is Justin Custer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Bob DeBoer Memorial. It is 30 laps the distance, $1,500 on the line here for our winner. Arizona, Iowa, South Dakota, Kansas, Minnesota, Missouri, all here battling it out for a big payday to kick off the weekend here. We thank you for joining us here tonight. It is the main event brought to you by Weenia Custom Handrails. Thank you so much for being here at the Rapid Speedway. We look forward to having you each and every Friday night throughout the summer. This is your place to be. Head flagman Cody Johnson gives the double flags. They'll go side by side one more time around, and we'll come to green. Rodney Schweitzer, Colby Clausen will bring us to the Iowa Corn green flag. Ironman Stock Cars 30 times around. Bob DeBoer, this one's for you. Colby Clausen around the high side there looking for the race lead. We're 3 wide down the backstretch. Heading to turn number 3. Clausen up high. Schweitzer down low. Here comes Meltstadt to the inside as well. Contact between cars battling for the top 5. Schweitzer has your race lead. Malstadt in second, then Clausen, followed by Brown and Vanderweide, your top 5. Clausen trying to make the high line work. That's opening the door for Malstadt to come to the inside for second. Colby Clausen still to the outside there. The only car in the top 5 running the top side of the racetrack. He's keeping pace with Malstadt. Just can't quite clear him. Pat Graham now making his way through the racing surface. He's into the top 6, now looking for the top 5 in the 1G machine. Colby Clausen comes down the hill. He'll grab second away from the 124 of Malstadt. Brown looks to the inside. Malstadt back inside. Schweitzer still out in front. Vanderweide there as well. Chance Hollins on the move as he's coming through the field. Now up into 7th. Side-by-side battle. The caution flag will fly. Car around on the backstretch. Two cars around in turn 3 and 4. The caution came out for the 0-4 of Ronde Verdorn off the backstretch and spun around. Then contact down in 3 and 4 sent the 8 of Vanderweide and Jackson Mulder around. Remember, if one of our Rapid Speedway regulars can pull off the win here tonight, there's an extra $500 bonus to them. It is $1,500 to win, could be $2,000 if it is one of the Rapid Speedway regulars. Schweitzer brings us back to green, 5 laps down, 25 to go. Schweitzer back to the bottom, so is Malstadt. That'll send Clausen to the high side. Jesse Brown looked to the inside. Malstadt dives inside. He's looking for that second spot as he comes inside of Colby Clausen. Clausen back around the outside there, trying to keep pace and run with Brian Malstadt in the top 2. Just in front of him is the race leader of Schweitzer. Colby Clausen could get a good run here. He's trying to burn in that top line. No doubt Colby Clausen saw what Dustin Cruz did. He's trying to burn it in for himself and see if he can't work that clear line around the top side. Schweitzer leads one more time around. Schweitzer slows it down to keep pace on the bottom side of the raceway. That allows Clausen to keep it up on the gas, running the high side. Malstadt down around the bottom. Here comes Vanderweide around the high side. Vanderweide now into the top 4 as he works his way by Jesse Brown. You got 3 travelers on the bottom side. You got 2 of the locals on the high side in the top 5. Schweitzer maintains a 4/10 of a lead over Colby Clausen there. Maintaining it, hitting his marks on the bottom. Clausen just edging Brian Malstead at the line by 7/100ths of a second to hang on to that second spot. But Malstead is there. Now Malstead's got him cleared. Looks like he will take over second and will. Malstead clearly in that second spot as the caution flag comes out. Car around in turn number 4. It is the 91J down there. Jalen Wettengale out of Topeka, Kansas, with some heavy right front damage in the 91J. That looks like it is going to need the hook. Right front tire sticking way outside of the body line there. Levi Vanderweide in that number 8 machine, last week's feature winner here. Schweitzer once again, the driver out of Kansas City, is going to bring us back to the Iowa corn. Green flag. Colby Clausen gets a good run around the high side of 1 and 2. He'll come back into that second spot. Levi Vanderweide trying to go with him. Those two still trying to burn in that top line here. The bottom line still really strong. Malstead had him at the line, maintains that second position on the scorecard. Now a good run there for Colby. Colby back to the high side there. Here comes Malstead once again to the inside as they come off of turn number 4. This time it's Clausen at the line. Colby Clausen trying to work that high side in. Will it come? Now he's starting to gain some ground on your race leader. Malstead still burying it right to the bottom. Chance Hollins now making the move. He's into the top 5. Chance Hollins scoots up the racetrack as we hit the halfway point. Hollins into 4th after he gets by Vanderweide. Up the racetrack they go. Chance Hollins to the outside, trying to work his way past Malstead. Hollins now through the middle. Clausen up high. Malstead right on the back bumper. 3 wide for second. Clausen emerges with the spot. Top 4 cars all over each other. Clausen now pulls even with your race leader. Colby Clausen trying to make it work. Clausen around the outside again. Can he get the run? Here it goes down the backstretch. Clausen cannot quite get it there. They'll head into the corner once again. Hollins sits in 3rd. He runs in the middle. Diamond's down low. Now he'll slide back across. Chance Hollins now into that second spot. Chance Hollins has waited patiently. He started 10th. Now into 2nd. He battles with Clausen. Hollins in the middle. Clausen up high. Down low at Schweitzer. Rodney Schweitzer has led from the get-go. He takes us around. He's led those opening 20 laps. Now we sit just 10 laps remaining. Chance Hollins is going to move up the raceway. He'll diamond it down. Caution flag will fly. Caution flag over the raceway. Car around in the bottom of turn number 4. It is the 8 of Levi Vanderweide. Chance Hollins has started in the 10th position. He has been patient, waiting for his time. And now he finds himself in second. Chance Hollins has made that line just one lane up work. And Schweitzer just being the patient guy, hitting his marks across the bottom. It's hard to change if it still works. "20 laps in, 10 laps to go in this Ironman Bob DeBoer Memorial Stock Car Feature. Around the outside is Hollins, but Schweitzer got a great restart, able to keep the distance through the first set of turns. Schweitzer stays on the bottom. Hollins one shot up there. Colby Clausen up there. Pat Graham working the bottom line. Now he's coming through. Pat Graham trying to come into third, has the edge down the backstretch over Colby Clausen. Schweitzer maintains that bottom line, trying to hold off Chance Hollins. Hollins trying to work that high line. Tanner Van Top takes the left turn. He will make his way to the infield, but the caution flag does fly. Schweitzer out on the point, Clausen on the inside, Hollins to the outside. As we head back to green, trying to close out the Bob DeBoer Memorial and the Ironman Stock Car Feature. Colby Clausen tries to use the middle line there. Hollins, a great restart to the outside. Chance Hollins trying to put the pressure on. He'll dive down. He is side by side, rolls it through 3 and 4. Can he hang on? They make contact. Off of 4, Chance Hollins, your new race leader. Back to the inside goes Schweitzer, side by side down the backstretch. Schweitzer and Hollins once again. Hollins squeezes him in turn number 3. No contact there. They race hard off of turn number 4. Chance Hollins with just 1/10 of a second. Just the bumper of the race car over the top of the 74G. Schweitzer pushing back to the inside. Hollins comes down. He slams the door out of 4. Schweitzer back inside. He'll slide through the racetrack. More contact with your top 2. Cars colliding in 1 and 2. Caution flag will fly. Looks like Pat Graham and Brian Melstadt getting together. So Clausen will go to the back of the pack. That'll put Pat Graham back up into the mix, into the top 5. Hollins brings us back to green. Hollins back to the middle of the racetrack, gets a great run off of turn number 2. Schweitzer trying to hang with him. Derek Green now into that 3rd position. Schweitzer once again down low. Hollins blocks him as they come through 3 and 4. Hollins running the bottom line has switched lines. Schweitzer back to the inside. Schweitzer tries to get the run, can't quite do it. Hollins still remains your race leader. Hollins back to the bottom here as he goes through 3 and 4. Stays in front. That seems to be the best line through turns through that corner. Now he opens up through 1 and 2. That allows Schweitzer to look inside. Can Schweitzer get a run? Not quite yet. Hollins remains. Chance Hollins will come around. He'll have 2 laps remaining. Chance Hollins once again around the bottom side. He'll see the white flag this time by. One more time to go. Final time down the backstretch. He's got some breathing room. He'll make his way around the bottom, and your Bob DeBoer Memorial Stock Car winner is the 6th car of Chance Hollins. Chance Hollins out of Clear Lake, Iowa, coming from the 10th starting position to take the lead on lap 23 and take home the $1,500 payday and the Bob DeBoer Memorial Trophy. He'll find his way down here to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane. We'll get a few Victory Lane donuts out of Chance Hollins as well. And we're going to do this in the front stretch, he says. Chance Hollins lets the cars clear. Now he'll work his way around. He'll go to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane. Here he comes out of the car. What a great run for Chance Hollins. Give him a round of applause. Your Ironman Stock Car Bob DeBoer Memorial winner. Let's head her down to Ryan Dugan in Victory Lane.
Well, he's starting a happy one down here. Chance, first off, welcome to Rapid Speedway, and also welcome to Pizza Ranch Victory Lane.
Yeah, I should come here more often. We're 2 for 3 here now. Usually only make it here like once a year, but I was a little nervous about it at the beginning of the A that everybody just running the bottom just kept making the rest of the track so dirty. Like the first 2 laps you could run other places, and then guys kept throwing dust up there. And the cautions actually helped clean it off so I could run the line that I kind of was through 1 and 2. And the dirtier it got, the freer I got, and I was just praying that the laps were counting down because I couldn't just hug the tires like they were. I had to kind of sail through there. So.
Well, like you say, go where they're not, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it helped for a while that I had a few guys doing it with me, but like I said, those last couple of laps, I could tell that I was starting to skate pretty bad through 1 and 2, and it was just kind of like, well, try not to get past and hang on.
It's not very often you have to race for 30 laps either, right?
I'm getting more used to it. The longer the race is, the more I like it. I tend to lollygag for like the first 10, just kind of like I did tonight. I don't think I really went anywhere the first 10 laps. It was those last 15 that I kind of passed everybody that I passed. So honestly, great track. It got really technical. It was really hard to drive. Played with my brake bias the whole time. Just a fun place.
Well, you traveled around with the USRA Ironman Challenge Series. What's it like running with that competition?
Oh man, it's been a lot harder than I thought it would be honest with you. I mean, if you look at it, we've had, 10 or 11 races now, and we have not had a repeat winner yet. I struggled hard the first 4. I think I only made 1 show out of that. So it kind of shows the parity level there of I went from not making A's to I won 2. There's just a lot of really good guys that follow this deal.
Absolutely. Who do you got to thank to put in a victory lane tonight?
I got to thank my mom and dad first and foremost. Oliver, he's over here. He spent a lot of time on this thing this week, made the buggy pretty quick. Jimmy builds a great engine over there at Little Buckaroos. Pella Windows, Red Eye Radiator, Fast Shafts, State Bank of Paramount, Bodies by Ollie, BHE Shocks, Cadillac Chassis, Sabisma Graphics, and I'm sure there's a couple I'm forgetting.
Well, certainly congratulations and welcome in here to Victory Lane once again.
Yeah, thank you.
Chance Hollitz takes home the victory against a stacked competition here in the USRA Ironman Challenge Series and the victor of the Bob DeBoer Memorial.